as people have come to know, absurd comedy has been a part of my work for a long time, and for years I've been on this channel doing absurdism comedy like that. So I don't want to say there's necessarily a message to the film, but it kind of touches on this idea that these programs can actually cause harm to others and make them into actually something that's actually kind of monstrous. And it's also about a man who actually does really have a program like this, and his name is Dr. Richard Cohen. And I actually first saw him on the Richard Kimmel show, or I'm sorry, the Jimmy Kimmel show, and I thought they were doing like a comedy bit, and I thought it was hysterical, and I thought, wow, this is one of the funniest bits that I've ever seen on his show. And here it turns out that the guy was real. This Dr. Cohen is a real person, a real therapist trying to change people from gay into straight, and he really does believe that his methods work, and they're totally insane. I mean, his methods involve, well, I won't really get into it, but one of them is actually hitting a pillow with a tennis racket. But it turns out that he doesn't really have a license anymore because his license was revoked. And so there's a lot of fun that I'm going to be having with that in the film, this particular character. So that's why this show, Brian T. World, is going to be going on a kind of hiatus for a little while. But I want to say thank you to those of you who continue to respond to the show, those of you who have sent me emails. But I also just want to remind people that in addition to emailing me at briantworld at AOL.com, that you can also go to the MySpace page for this show, which is myspace.com/BrianTWorld. And in addition to that, I'm also on YouTube under the channel Dreamstruck. So many of you have gone to YouTube and watched my videos on my channel Dreamstruck on there as well. So it really is amazing how with the internet and the online world that now this show has, my work can be seen in all these other places and shared with many of you and many other places. And at the same time, all of you who have continued to follow my show. So I really do appreciate all of the support that I've been given. And I realize that there are those in the LGBT community that may not agree or like what I do. And I just want to reemphasize, as I have in the past, that I do not represent, I am not a spokesperson for the LGBT community. That's not what this is about. I really find it, kind of absurd in itself that I've had people that have assumed that that's what I'm doing or that's what I'm attempting or trying to do, and that's really not the case. I don't speak for the entire LGBT community. That's not what I'm interested in even doing, because I really don't have any interest in politics, and I would never want to do a show talking about politics or religion, which is why I haven't done that. But yet I find it, these days anyways, it's almost like you can't avoid it. There's always somebody that brings up a current topic, something in the news, and then you find yourself literally having to comment on it because there's just a lot happening right now, especially in terms of the continued sort of ongoing battle, I guess you can say, like in terms of same-sex marriage and LGBT rights going on in this country, that there are a lot of really angry, upset people. And so, I don't know, I just kind of try to, for me, it's about entertaining people. I'm about entertainment, offering people something to lighten them up. I'm not in this and I don't continue to be a producer and produce local TV programming just to be a part of that whole dialogue. And I mean, I continue to want to be entertaining to people, but at the same time, I realize that there have been times where people have tuned into my show. I've had people actually grow up watching some of my shows and watching the parade, for example, on television, and then coming to me and saying, thanks, because I really got to see, for example, the pride parades and the festivals, because I really was not ready or didn't feel like I could go to one of those events, but I really wanted to see what it was all about. And so I got to have a glimpse of it by watching one of your shows. When you showed highlights from one of those events, I was able to actually see and sort of experience it from afar. And that really, I would say, makes all of this worth it to me. I mean, I don't make a profit off of these shows. It's not about making money or becoming famous. It's really about those people that do appreciate what I do and within the community and come to me and say, well, thanks, because of your show. It's something that actually helped them. And that makes me feel good about it, because I do feel that if I get anything out of doing these shows, that is probably the best part. That really is, because I like to be able to do something for my community in a way that it's what I like doing. And so that's why I continue to do it, and also encourage people that want to also, maybe you have your own idea, or maybe you have your own sort of ambition to want to do something like this. And I'm always encouraging others to do that. And I'm always looking for others who want advice or want to know how to do it, or how to at least get started. So, and that continues to be the case. I'm always open to that. And so feel free again to contact me. As I said, email, you can go on YouTube, and of course the MySpace page as well. So moving on today's episode, I'm actually going to be showing highlights from a benefit that I was a part of called A Heart for the Arts, and that was held back in December at the Center of the Arts, and that was December 2009, and it was for an organization that helps kids with their educational goals, people that, especially in these financial times, it's becoming increasingly difficult for kids, especially in pursuing their education. And so I really felt this is something very close to my heart. It's something that I really believe in, and it's something that I do want to stress to people, that it continues to be, with student loans and everything right now happening with the economy. It's an ongoing challenge for these kids who want to make a better life for themselves and getting the money that they need in order to pursue their goals and get the education that they desire. So that's really what A Heart for the Arts was all about. And it was hosted by Glinda Denor, who's a local drag performer. There was other drag performers also, such as Cher Needles, Veruca La Piranha, and Sasha. So you'll get to see clips of their performances as well. And so definitely stay tuned and keep watching, and you'll get to see some of that as well.